3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, fellow Forex traders. Monday, November 4th, day before the election craziness that's going to happen tomorrow. If you're curious, at some point I'll probably tell you what I'm going to be watching and following, and it won't be the mainstream media bullshit. So we're going to launch the free signal here in a minute or two. We'll talk a little bit about what gold is doing. I will talk about, I think the best content I can provide on this channel is the consistent, constant mind viruses that I receive from new members. That's not a negative thing. A mind virus is simply information in a niche or an industry that is simply wrong, but it is thought to be right because it is spread by the masses. The masses tend to believe what the rest of the masses are telling them. And I will tell you this, the masses are wrong. If everybody's doing something, it's probably wrong. I know that seems odd. The success that I have achieved in life has come from one being and 100% being counterintuitive. That's it. Counterintuitive, like, you know, the basic sentiment concept. When everyone's buying, sell. When everyone's selling, buy. Being counterintuitive is where success lies. It truly is where success lies. Elon Musk talks about a concept called first principles. Go look it up. Go check it out. Simplify things. So, yeah, live Q&A today. I've got some solid brain energy going on here. Usually nobody says a goddamn thing because I am the Forex dictator. I dictate to you exactly how all of this works. All right, I'm joking. So let's dig into the free trade. I believe I'm going to launch a USD JPY trade. So I'll go off screen here for a second, click a button, launch the trade. We'll come back. We have not, obviously, Friday's trade closed in profit. Every trade I send you closes in profit. Every trade. Brings up an interesting thing. Someone did this to me. A little bit of a mind virus. So I think, what was it, the last trade? AUD CHF? Yeah. Nicely profitable. So we held on to some of these trades. If you look back, you know, I'm looking back for a week here in the history. $259.39. Somebody did this to me yesterday. None of this is negative. I love using content of real world things that come at me. Someone logged into this free signal account and they said, well, Terry, this thing is only done, and I'm paraphrasing, they said the account's only done 10% in the last 90 days. I'm like, God damn it. Here comes an extreme mind virus. So let me explain why that is an invalid kind of look back. This is a free signal account. If you go look at the balance, I started it at $100,000 because I wanted room, because it's not about the account balance. In fact, I'm going to make a very large statement here. Anyone showing you their account balance and telling you that you can earn 10, 20% or whatever the hell they're telling you, it's on the verge of being illegal. It's also a bold-faced lie. As if these people have bots or systems, because I have a bot and a system, right? It's as if these people have bots and systems, and they're like, the market consistently produces us this. Bullshit. We'll enter a trade. The real world, you'll enter a trade, hold it for 2 freaking weeks. Next trade you enter, hold it for 15 minutes. There is no predicting. There is no consistency in this market. There just isn't. You could do 12% one month, 5% the next month, 33% the next month, 54% the next month. Like, there's no way. Like, are you kidding me? Maybe if they're looking back 12 to 18 months, they're like, well, you can average 10%. Okay. But that's not how they're saying it. So yeah. So someone said, this account has only made 10% in the last 3 months. And I'm like, this isn't I'm like, hold on. This is a free signal that I'm going to send you. And we send it out at a base lot size. If you look at back for the past week, 2 trades came out at base lot size, and 2 trades, the AUDCHF, we jumped into those. They came out at double the base lot size. It's simply a mathematical computation that I'm giving you. It's a reference. You could bid $100 a pip on these trades. You could bid 10 cents a pip on these trades. And in fact, you should bid relevant to your account, your balance, your leverage. I say this a lot, but it's interesting that what I deal with in this marketplace is new people coming in with severe mind viruses because everyone else basically maybe not even has told them. But, if you go watch Forex training on YouTube, guess what you get? Well, I'm entering here and I'm risking 1%. Never risk more than 1% per trade. What the hell are you talking about? Risk 1%. We're risking whatever we're risking based off of what the market just did to us in that trade. What are you going to do? Risk 1%, and then when it goes past 1%, you get out and take the loss? You do that, and I'll go ahead and gain 2%. Because I hung in there, and I traded what the market is giving us. So we trade what the market's giving us. But looking back at the history on my free signals account, and going, well, that's 10% over 3 months. I think I can do better than that. So do better than that. What you're actually seeing here is not an account that you track how much it's winning. Track the fact that it is 100% net profit. Let's look back for the month here. For the month, it's made $1,754. Now, if you've got a $1,000 account, and you made $1,754 in a month, wow. If you have a $100,000 account, maybe not the wow factor. It's not about that. It's about taking the trade that I'm giving you and bidding relevant to your account. And when I say relative to your account, people start saying, well, what's that? Here's my account. How much should I bid? I don't know your risk appetite. That's what it comes down to. I can show you how to take high risk. I can show you how to take medium risk. I can show you how to take low risk based off of your account, your leverage, and also what you have to factor in, and nobody really wants to play with it this way. You have to factor in, what is the market doing right now? We're 24 hours before the election. I mean, we're half a day away from the election starting. Like, that's going to affect a lot of stuff. And the market is affected every day by high impact news, by things that are going on. So don't look at my free signal account and expect that the return on investment from a 100K demo account is what you're going to get. If you like it, great. But most people are like, that's not enough. Well, what's enough? So go fucking risk it all, man. Go risk it all. I will show you how to do that. Or be conservative. I'll show you how to do that. But in the end, my trades do not lose. They always end in a net profit. And I know it's interesting because I know that the people that are watching are like, well, but there's a lot of buts. It's relevant to you and your account, so on and so forth. So I don't want to lean too much on that. But it's interesting I was like, they were like, well, your free signal account is only made 10% in the last 3 months. I'm like, what? I go, it's a signal. It's a signal. You take the trade. There are people right now that have $1,000 account that took my free signals that are up 50%. Because they understand how to take those signals and how to apply them. And really what you get with my system is you get a load of confidence that you're entering in the right direction and that the take profit that I give you is accurate. That is what's going to happen. When we enter a new trade, we enter in the same direction, so the direction was correct. We update the take profit. We dollar cost average. We draw that take profit line closer to where we're at. So I know I'm throwing a lot of beginner stuff out there. I know I'm repeating myself for everybody. But it's interesting to me, and I'm going to give you about 5 other mind viruses I received this weekend, or questions that were mind viruses, and none of this is negative. I'm not being negative. But you have to understand, you're basically... Most people are dabbling in Forex, and they listen to a few YouTube videos, and they're like, oh, risk 1 to 2%. Oh, I manage my account with a stop loss. It's all a bunch of bullshit. All a bunch of bullshit. Let me launch this trade. Let's go back to the trade window here. Let me launch the free signal trade. I'm going to go off screen for a second here, and let me launch it right here. There we go. Let me come back and I'll share it with you here. USD JPY buy trade. In this particular case, my algorithm is actually 2 trades deep, but it's still at the base lot size. So you're going to be doing great. I'll share with you the TP. The take profit is 152.316 as of right now. If you come on into my group, if you're just catching this on YouTube, come on into my group. Subscribe to the feed. It'll give you the actual login so you can look at what I'm looking at here, the MetaTrader 4 app. You can log in, you can see the price entry, and the pricing is not, it's not critical with my algorithm. Entry direction, buy. Lot size is critical for your account, and the take profit is what it is, 152.316. It will update if we add a trade. Doug says, sweet, I love mind viruses. Well, good. I'm gonna tell you a few to watch out for, but I think I've probably eradicated most of them with you, my friend. So that's it. That's the trade. USD JPY buy. Here we are. It's a pretty volatile pair. You know, bunch of high impact news tomorrow, which is considered the U.S. election. We'll see what happens. Let's go look at gold. Everybody freaking out about gold right now. The algorithm is, well, before I say anything, let me just pull it up. One second. I need to look at something that was going on. All right, let me come back to trading here. So I'm going to pull up the gold feed and then I'll share it with you. It is, where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I'm just going to share with you the base gold trade that we're in, base lot size. This is the feed itself. Hold on one second. Why am I so zoomed in there? Let me just zoom out a little bit. Get off my face, man. All right. Here it is. So here's the gold trade that we're in. And it was sent out at base lot size. It started out at 01, couple 02s, 03, 05. It is scaling the lot size up because it has pushed against us. The gold market is going a little crazy here before the election. I've been talking about hedging. I did some hedging this morning, but more so to grab some profit out. And I ended up breaking even. I was in a buy, I was in a sell. I was kind of messing with, let's go look at it on the chart here. I was trading in this range that we're in. I was doing some, when it would get at the bottom down here, I would do a buy. When it would jump at the top, I did some sells and it went against me, right? So I was just trading in this range here, and I ended up breaking even this morning. Kind of getting in thinking, you know, getting in down in this area, originally thinking that I was going to hedge, and it immediately went against me. So I took a little bit of a loss. So I traded inside of this channel, inside of this area that it is rotating up and down in. And I got back to basically break even on my account. So again, no one knows what it's going to do. I felt like, because we had some wicks down here, I felt like, man, maybe this thing is just going to push down. It has just went absolutely sideways. I mean, this is basically what we're looking at here on the 1 hour chart. This is basically what it's done today. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down. Same thing as you see on the RSI 4 down here. I think it's just indecisive. It's going to break out of this up or down. If it breaks out going down, I'm hedging. If it breaks out going up, we're in profit. You can see right now that the 4 trades are just kind of hovering there. If you took the minimum bid, you're about $270 drawdown. Not a big deal. Drawdown doesn't matter at all. I watch margin level percent. Not relevant on this account because it's a $5 million account. Doesn't matter, right? This is simply a stepping stone. I don't want to say this. It's kind of a leapfrog in my system. So my system is trading on an account, a dedicated account. It leapfrogs and copies that to this account, just a huge demo account, and then everybody gets the copy from here. So this is the actual trade, right? And by the fact that I leapfrog from my algorithm, there's a bunch of complex stuff going on there, over to this account, and then you get to copy from this account. It doesn't doesn't change anything. Like it's milliseconds to leapfrog from one to the next onto your account. So this is the actual copy account. This is the account that you receive the trades from. So gold's volatile. It's high risk. It is what it is. And I feel pretty good about it. It looks good. If you back out here and look at the chart, if you go to the daytime, you can see that we entered some buy trades up here at the top. We had a huge movement against us. The algorithm then did 2 more buy trades down here. And the reason it does that is somewhere in the middle here is where the take profit's going to be. Maybe towards the top of the middle. There is no take profit that's published. My system is shooting for, if you go look at the main, like this algorithm, no matter what's happening here, is it's shooting for $10 worth of profit. Now that might sound odd, but it's shooting for $10 worth of profit. So the moment this gets to about $10 or so worth of profit, maybe a little bit more in this case because it's pushed against and there's some fees and some swap fees and stuff overnight. It's looking for $10 of profit. It's going to get out. So that's scalable and relevant to you. If you bid a 2x, then it's going to get out at $20. If you bid a 5x, then it's going to get out at $50. And in these cases where we hold the trades over multiple days and it really pushes against, just mathematically, dynamically, you're going to get more than, if you bid the minimum, you're going to get more than $10 profit out of it. Normally, let's be honest. Normally, our gold system goes into a trade and we profit that same day, typically, or the next day. This, we've held it. Why? Because of the volatility of the election, which is coming up tomorrow. And last Friday was non-farm payroll. So that tends to kind of like make the market a little squeamish. They're just waiting. They're waiting to see what the hell the election does to move this gold against the U.S. dollar. Because the U.S. dollar is going to get jacked all over the place tomorrow due to speculations and what people think is happening or is happening with the election event. So normally I don't share that, but I'm sharing that with you. So let's go to the pause here and let me think of what else I'm going to show you. Let's go look at what a representation of one of my fees, which is called the 10 pip hybrid. And I'll actually share it with you. Pretty active, but I'm going to say the market is just freaking sideways. It's just sideways. So we're in these trades. We had some closures last night. Had an AUD CAD close at 203 profit. That's relevant to this account. You bid more, you bid less. It's relevant to your account. So just understand what you're seeing here is it's simply this. It's a profitable trade. How profitable it was for you on your end could be more or less based off your account size, based off your leverage, based off of your bid And your bid is your risk appetite. You want to risk more? Risk more. You want to risk less? You know, if you're a busy professional at your work all day and you can't manage your trades, then bid low. Bid low and build this thing up over time. It is what it is. If you're a full-time trader, then you can take, like me, you can take a lot of risk and you can hedge if you need to, and you can manage your trade all day long. As far as, I mean, I could recommend, probably the smart thing to recommend is that if you can, be careful of what happens tomorrow. If you can lower your bids, you know, if we have some closures overnight and you can not enter any more trades until you lower your bid. I know you can't really lower your bid in the middle of a trade sequence. But just be on the watch. I will be 100% dedicated. I'm watching an election live stream that starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. It's called Louder with Crowder, or Mug Club is what it is, mugclub.com. Go get it. It's like $89 for the year. It will be the best, most watched election stream, and it's news coverage, it's comedy, it's Steven Crowder. You know, I think it's the best election stream because they're also going to have an integrity map with people, feet, boots on the ground that are watching what's going on. And they have all of the data feeds that all of the standard news channels will get. So anyway, not sponsored by them. I'm just telling you that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm watching. So yeah, the 10 pip hybrid is, all of these pairs are just sideways. If we go look at, let's go look at EURCHF here on the chart. Let me zoom out a little bit. Just kind of a, I mean, what was this? All last month? Just sideways. Not that Euro Chief is much of a mover, but absolutely just sideways. So we take it as we get it. We trade the market. I don't sit here and say, well, you trade my system and you'll get $10% a month. No, you could get more than that or less than that. It's unique to you. I'm telling you right now, the market is sideways and seems very stable. That means, based off of what I'm saying, you probably could risk and bid a little bit more if you wanted to. Right now, during the election starting tomorrow, I might be pulling my bids back. If some things close, I might pull it back and go, you know what? But here's the other thing too. I'm in the middle of gold. I am in it myself on a very large account with a very large bid. So I'm watching it very closely. It is what it is. I don't know if there's anything else I want to show you. If you guys got any questions, go ahead. I'm going to dive into some mind virus stuff here. We'll cover that real quick. Let me go to the pause screen here. Let me see if there's any other account that I want to show you. We looked at gold. Not really anything of note. I can look at the overall algorithm. We're in about 24 trades. I can show you the closure of the algorithm overnight. So the full algorithm at a base lot size of 0.10 is closed $145 overnight. That's relatively low. That is a slow movement. That's across 22 currency pairs that we trade. I don't believe we're all in all 22 of them right now, but we're in about a couple dozen trades in, basket of trades inside of those 22. For the week, $1,284 closure. That's, looking back a week, that's relatively low. That's mid to low movement. And then if you look for the month, 8,821, which is, again, stable but low in terms of a look back period. And that's for the overall algorithm. We typically are trading subsets of the 22 pair algorithm, and like titled my 10 pip hybrid, which we just looked at, and OPP. We can look at that real quick. I haven't even looked at that. Let's go look at what pair we're in. OPP stands for one profitable pair. Let me pull it up here. Let's see. It is this one, I believe. Yes, it is. And I'll show you the actual feed. So we are in an NZD JPY trade right now in the one profitable pair. It's going to trade this. It's going to trade this pair to fruition, to net profit. If you look at closure, we had an AUD CHF make $1.83 overnight. That is, it's not what it made, because you probably are typically, especially if you're trading just one profitable pair feed, you're scaling it up. So you could do a 2x, 10x, 20x, 50x. I think I'm trading it at 50x on one of my accounts. So I'm trading 50 times 10 cents. So I'm trading $5, right? $5 base lot size. And it's very profitable. For the week, it has tons of closures, AUD, CHF. That is not a losing trade. Someone said, I see it's losing. No, because you total up the total basket of AUD, CHF, which is pretty much, what we were stuck in all last week. That's the entire week's worth of trading, one profitable pair. But, obviously you most likely bid more than that. If you have a small account, you bid this, you're up. You're up. If you're holding that money, what I suggest in Bitcoin, and you're holding it for 5+ years, you could potentially make a killing. You could potentially also lose all your money, but I'm banking on the killing side. And then you can see what it traded there for the month. But this is the actual feed. It's not, and probably here's a mind virus that I get a lot. We'll kind of dive into this. Well, Terry, can you show me some results? What results? Well, show me results of your system. So you think my system gives you a trade that you're stuck with. You think my system is bidding for your balance. It's not. It's sending you a profitable trade. You have to scale the bid up or down. Scale it up is really what you do. And I'm like, okay, what kind of results would you like? Would you like to see a $100 account with 30 leverage? Would you like to see a $100,000 account with 500 leverage? Would you like to see a $33,000 account with 2,000% leverage? What would you like to see? What results do you want to see? What would impress you? What's your fear? I'll bet you it's drawdown, right? We don't give a shit about drawdown. I bet your fear is drawdown. So what you want me to do is you want me to show you an account of $1,000 that's made at least 28% and almost zero drawdown, right? You want to see that? Why? Like, go produce that yourself. I give you profitable trades. I often say this, and this messes people up. If the trade I send you is going to end in profit, what will you do with it? It's not about what my algorithm has done on any given account, because there's an unlimited number of ways you could do it. I see people trading U.S. brokerages with their Roth IRA. They're getting 50 leverage and they're not allowed to hedge. Okay, well, those results are going to be a lot different than my $50,000 account that has 1,000 leverage from some, offshore broker, and I'm bidding outrageously and it's at 70% drawdown, worst case scenario. You're going to be like, those are terrible results. I'm like, I'm getting rich off of that thing. What do you mean it's terrible results? I'm managing it. I'm running the drawdown into 70% range half the time, because I'm not looking at that. I don't give a shit about the drawdown. I look at margin level percent. That's the key to look at. You'll hear me say that a lot. So let me pull something up here and make sure it's not coming up on the screen. All right, it's not. Just took some notes here. All right. So I think I already said this. Someone said this. Let's deal with like 4 or 5 different things, and then we'll end it for the day. If you got questions, hit me. Live Q&A. Live Q&A. So someone said, what can I expect to earn on a $1,000 account? Just a ballpark. When someone says just a ballpark, just give me a guess. I know that's a mind virus. What can you expect to earn on a $1,000 account? Like, I don't know. Can you watch your account daily? Do you want to take high risk? Can you hedge? Do you know how to hedge? If your account has gone too far, you just kind of protect it from bleeding away into a stop out. Speaking of that, I forced a stop out. I'm not going to talk about it today. I'll show you at an account. I overbid in a test account on gold, and I was like, it's a good learning lesson for me to show someone what a stop out looks like. Because I've seen so many people go, oh, Terry, your algorithm lost. What happened? They're showing their losing screenshots. I'm like, oh, well, look at the comment there. It says SO 69%. That means you bid too much You didn't manage your account. You didn't hedge that excessive trade that you were in to protect it. So the broker stopped you out. SO, 69%. At 69% margin level, they took it as a loss for you. So you didn't run, your account into the ground and owe them money. So anyway, so when someone says, just give me a ballpark, like there's no answer to that. But that is absolutely a mind virus. The Forex market has made you believe that you can go out and ask these Forex experts, well, what's their algorithm do? My algorithm will do whatever the hell you want it to do. I showed you an account where we doubled it. We doubled a $3,000 account in less than 30 days. And I pushed the risk on it. I bid a lot. I traded my one profitable pair feed along with gold, and it crushed. It crushed. So I don't even think it's outwardly legal when these people are like, and I see a lot of Facebook ads, well, plug into our algorithm and embarrass your financial advisor with 10 to 20% returns per month. You're on shaky ground there. I don't know what you're going to do. You might set it at minimum lot size, not watch it for the month, and get a 3.5% return. At the end of the month, most investors are getting 4 or 5% a year. So 3.5% a month is damn good. It's not horrible. Your money's at least working for you. So next one, someone says, how will I manage these trades without a stop loss? Should I set one? I was like, what? My saying, set a stop, take a loss. I'm like, no, you should not set a stop loss on your trades. Now, I guess you could set an account-wide stop loss, but if you set a stop, you're going to take a loss. The idea is to scale into these trades, start out with a reasonable bid, given my algorithm, let it increase your bid because it will do that. It will do that, not exponentially, not crazy, right? And no, you should not set a stop loss using my algorithm unless you're like, this is my last dollar that I have to invest or spend, and I'd rather set my stop loss at 50%. I mean, I guess you could do that. When your account goes to draw down at 50%, it'll just take the loss, and you set a stop, you can take a loss. But I'm going to suggest that you probably not even do this type of stuff if you can't look at your account for a minute or two in the morning when you wake up and kind of listen to what I'm telling you and come to the group. Hey, Terry, here's what's going on. Here's what I did with my account. Should I hedge? Hedge is an equal and opposite order that protects what is going on right then. And, I'll do my best to give you that advice. I'm no financial advisor. I'm a gambling hack, right? So take it for what it's worth. But certainly it works for me. And over time, you will learn. Speaking of learning, I get a lot of people every week that come in and they want to use my system with a prop firm. And then they go, and I'm like, you could do that. But then they go find me where I'm talking really bad about it. I'm like, there's both sides of the coin. I don't know what your rules are with your prop firm. They're probably shit rules. We've done all of this stuff in the group. I traded prop firms for years. They owe me over $20,000 that I'm never going to get paid. I never use the word scam. Prop firms are the number one scam going in the world right now. End of story. But people, they're like, but what if I win the challenge? I mean, then I'll have a funded account. Go ahead. Please, please, please. Because it's not about, it's not indicative. It's not something on my system. It has nothing to do with my system. I give you profitable trades, go pass a prop firm challenge absolutely all day long. The question is not, can my system do that? Because of course I'm giving you profitable trade after profitable trade. The question is, can you manage it? Because the market's random and all over the place. Did you bid too much to start with? Did you bid not enough and you took profit and it was only a couple dollars and you don't feel like you're going to reach your goal? That's what's going to happen. And here's what's going to do. Here's what's going to happen. I've done this before. Went to a prop firm, started trading, took a screenshot of their rules. 3 weeks later, took another screenshot of their rules. Completely different. And in fact, the new rules negated every trade I'd made in the last 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, it just broke all of the rules because they changed them 3 weeks in. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but I'm saying that's what's really going on. So it has nothing to do with my system, and can my system pass a challenge? Of course it can. But can you? And more importantly, will they ever pay you? I'm not trying to be negative. They probably won't. Unless you make a few bucks, you make 28 bucks, they'll pay you 28 bucks. You start doing $20,000+ in profits like I did, they're like, oops, you violated our rules. How? Oh, well, here's our rules. I'm like, well, here's a screenshot of what your rules were when I started. Oh, well, yeah, well, that doesn't count anymore. What the hell? Right? So, in the end, if you're going to go buy a $500 or $1,000 Forex challenge and you're going to lose it, I don't wish any negative on you. I want you to win. You're probably going to lose it. So if you're probably going to lose it with a shitty broker and a shitty prop firm and rules that change all the time and low leverage, you'll learn a lesson. You will learn, and I think that's one of the reasons I'm like, go ahead, try it. You will learn a lot by trading a low leverage account at a prop firm with all sorts of rules. We don't have any rules when we trade. No rules. We trade. We can hedge. We can protect our account. There's no time limits. There's no rules. So it's like, what do you want? You want to live by a bunch of crazy rules, or do you want no rules? I'm not saying it's a Wild West. It's just there's no rules on it. You trade your money how you want to trade it. Could you also just take your $500 and go put it in a live account and lose? Absolutely. I think you'll learn a hell of a lot more doing that than you will with this pie in the sky, buying a $100,000 account for $500. And the likelihood of you getting anything out of that other than a painful learning experience, the unfortunate thing is everyone has to do it. That's why I'm like, well, yeah, it'll work. Go ahead. Because you'll learn just as much blowing your $500 that you paid for a $100,000 account as you will losing your $500 on your own. You got a better chance doing it on your own. It's just that mental feeling that you're trading $100,000 for $500. You ain't. If you look at the leverage and the rules, a $100,000 account that you paid $500 for, you're really trading a $500 account. Probably a little bit less than that. It's just the reality. So I'm not saying, listen, I don't want people do this. They're like, oh, well, guess this isn't going to work for me, Terry. Cancel my subscription. I'm like, what the? No, you just got the most ultimate information you could have ever received in this marketplace. Pure transparency from me and a great system that if you just put it on your $500, God, you'd do so well and you'd learn so much. Oh, well, I'm going to go find someone that will lie to me and tell me that their system works great and that everybody passes their prop firm challenge and that they're all making $10,000 a month from an initial $500 investment on a fake $100,000 account. They're not. They're lying to you. And you know what? I hope you come back. I hope you come back and go, okay, I'm ready now, Terry. I get that a lot. I'm ready now. I'm ready to listen to you now. Okay, cool. I'm not saying I'm the GOAT. I'm not saying I'm the greatest of all time. Boy, what we have works. I stand behind it. And I'll tell you what, I'll bend over backwards and sever my right arm helping you. I will. Absolutely will. I think that's key. Another one that I got, and we're almost done here. We'll stop because I'm all excited for getting prepped for the election and getting on the road here so I can travel. Someone said there's no take profit on my copy trades. Should I manually set one? I'm like, oh shit, I haven't heard that one before. So, the belief that you have to have, if you're copying trades, that you have to have a take profit, just like you have to have a stop loss. Well, I don't send out any stop loss, and I do send out the take profit. But because my system can take so many trades and do so many updates to a basket of trades at once, it slows down the copy process. And in fact, it can freeze up the copy process. And You could potentially freeze up your account and lose a little bit of money by copying the take profit. So no, I was like, if you manually set to take profit, that means you now have to update it every time. So I hope you're willing to stay up all night. That's the power of this automation. It's all being done for you. When my trade closes, if you're copying my trades, whatever happens in my system happens to yours. If I take a loss, you take a loss. I don't take losses. If my trade takes profit in the middle of the night and you don't have the take profit copied, your trade will close at the exact same time or within milliseconds of mine closing. So you don't need to do that. And then I think I've already kind of discussed this, but someone said, basically, will this work for a prop firm? I'll tell you what I wrote down. I think I've already riffed on this. I said the prop firm will simply screw you and take your money. End of story. You'd be better off in my Bitcoin pool. You'd be better off giving me your $500 or your $1,000 or whatever, put it in my pool and earn $10 worth of Bitcoin every week directly into your account without having to buy it. You're basically amassing Bitcoin. You'd be better off doing that. Especially if you're, there's busy professionals out there that are working full time that want to do this. So set up your account and start a very low bid. Take one of my very stable and conservative feeds, my one profitable pair feed, my 10 pip hybrid feed, which is 2 or 3 pairs at a time, maybe 4, depending on the market, and just trade stably, right? Do your withdrawal, hold it in Bitcoin. I suggest you do that. And, why? I did some mathematics for a friend yesterday. They were like, well, I've got about $1,000 a month. I'm like, okay. You could put it in a Fidelity index fund and earn, let's say at best, 10% a year. So in 7 years, I did the math. In 7 years, you'd have invested $84,000. And at 10% a year, you'd have about $120,000. If you did that exact same thing in Bitcoin, and I don't own Bitcoin. I'm not promising you any returns. I'm just opening up a calculator and calculating, right? If you put that same $1,000 a month for 7 years into Bitcoin, you'd have over $8 million, assuming you get the continued combined annual growth rate of about 155%. That's where it's at right now. So it's the holding of those things over a period of time. Someone said, well, I've got a couple $100 of Bitcoin. I bought it a year ago, and today it's only up $100. I'm like, so it's up 50%? Oh, well, I didn't look at it that way. I'm like, yeah, you look at these, you look at some puny little amount. It's like, go look at the doubling of a penny every day for 30 days. There are charts out there. Go look at it. Day 2, you've got 2 cents. Day 3, you have 4 cents. Day 4 or 5, you have 8 cents, whatever. 8 cents, 16 cents, 32 cents. You're like, not fucking impressed. Well, at the end of 30 days, you have over $5 million, because in that last 3, 4, 5 days is because you've got some growth and it's exponential and it's going up at a high rate. It's doubling. That blows people's minds. It's about getting as much money as you can into your investment account and holding it for as long as you can. The smartest thing I believe that you can do is a thing called dollar cost averaging, buying an investment a little at a time. In our case, amassing $10 worth of Bitcoin a week from your Forex trading account can be $6.5 million. It's just that's what the calculator shows. I'm not making any promises. Could also be zero, right? But just like the S&P 500 and gold and the US dollar and everything else could also go to zero. Historically, it has not. Neither has Bitcoin. But you hold that $10 a week for 10 years at $6.5 million on the calculator. You do that at 10%, it's not anywhere near $6.5 million. You get a little bit of a return on investment. So risk appetite is the key. And that is your daily mind virus dose. That's it. Those are the questions I've received over this weekend. So let's see what happens on the election tomorrow. I'll be live in the morning. psyched up, ready for it, ready for some change. So I'll stop it there. Appreciate you joining me. FXwithTerry.com. Come on into the group. We got a consistent flow of people coming in, and I love the questions. 99% of them are mind viruses, and it helps me helps me see what's being told to you out there. I know because I've been through it, but I like to see kind of what you're being told, with the concept of, well, there's no take profit. Should I copy one myself? What? Well, there's no stop loss. Should I set a stop loss? What? We don't even trade that way. So it's good questions. Keep asking. We'll keep talking about it. Ask me why we don't. Ask me what my experience has been and what to expect. And a lot of this is, especially if you come in and you're brand new and you get a subscription, I think the biggest positive effect that's happening right now is people get a subscription and they start on demo. Because they don't have any idea what to expect. Trade on demo for a few weeks. Trade on demo for 30 days. It's $150 right now for the subscription. Trade on demo for 30 days. You'll learn so much. You'll hear what I'm saying. You'll see it playing out on your demo account. You'll get a feel. You can put yourself in the place of the emotions. Oh, my drawdown is this. Should I be worried? My margin level percent is this. Should I be worried? How do I hedge? Let me maybe practice hedging a couple times so I can protect my account. Hedging is the number one way to protect your account if it's going too far. And it will go too far. Even if you bid conservatively, you will get some market movements like we had this past summer that will push it too far. You just hedge and you wait and it comes back and you're good. So that's it. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you inside the group. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at FXwithTerry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.